So I'm hoping everyone is in this stage. Like I said, this was a really even, smooth pinch pot, and then we added one coil onto it. I did upload the video from, I think, Memorial, just because I was having technical difficulties here the other day as well. You guys want to make sure that you have your paper with your sketch on it. Mine doesn't have a sketch. I'm going to sketch on it. And your template. So the template's really going to come into play today. You want to make sure that you have these tools. Mostly your metal rib tool and your blue rubber rib tool are going to be, the most used. There's also a wooden one. I don't know how much I would use that one, but this tool right here is going to be really awesome for smoothing in coils. So I would recommend having this as well. So we just need tools. We're not going to be using slip for this particular coil pot because we're going to be smoothing them and also staying within the tradition of Mata Ortiz and some of the work we looked at from Maria Martinez and indigenous pottery. Coils. Always make sure you keep your project on your board and then have a lot of space to coil. I would make sure that you keep your clay when you're not using it in your bag so it doesn't dry out, and just take out as much as you think you're going to use that day. So I'm really just going to start compressing the clay between my hands. And the reason I'm doing this is to get rid of any air pockets, all right? So you really want to compress it while also forming it into a shape that's pretty much a coil, but it's going to be pretty bumpy. Now we're not working with that big of coils. I think I'm in fact going to take a little bit off. So we don't need that much clay. Once you have your clay squeezed out, you're then gonna go in and you're going to create your coil. So just going over it again, I know that I did show you guys yesterday how to go ahead and do this, but you're gonna start in the middle and you wanna make sure you go from your palm all the way to your fingertips here. So have a nice space. You're gonna go forward in the middle, and then as you go back, you're gonna lightly press the sides. So you're pressing down a little bit harder, then lighter. And this is why you need the whole space. Sometimes if you're just trying to go like that, it'll get really flat on you. But once you get something, starting to roll out and you notice maybe an area is a little too big or a little too small, you can either not focus on the smaller part and then go in and kind of focus on just adding some pressure to the areas that are a little bit larger. Really, really, really important to get nice, even coils because we're going to be stacking them. So if you have coils that are uneven, it's going to eventually, in the end, put you in a little awkward situation and have to go in and trim and shape and everything like that. I would recommend making your coils about the diameter of, I'm gonna say like somewhere between like a dime and a nickel. That would probably be like a good size. All right, this is a pretty big coil. I could probably use this, for my next two. Today is where like your template's gonna really start to come into play. Because we're gonna start to line it up. We were lining it up, when we were starting out and getting the basic shape, but now I'm going really inward on this piece of pottery. As you're stacking coils, in order to create a shape, if you are building outward, your coils are gonna ever so slightly rest on the outside of the coil. And if you're going inward, they're going to ever so slightly rest inward. So they're not completely in, you could just see a little bit of the coil here, and the same exact way here, it's still attached to the pot in the center too. So we're not just putting it on the side, we're putting it on the top, but just closer to that direction. So now I'm going to use this, and I am going to start attaching my coil where my template is. And like I said, I'm going to try to do it in like 4 different parts. Hold on one moment.